Hi everyone, and welcome again to 4F90, Research and Critical Reflection in Adult Education. It's great to see so many familiar names, and welcome to some of the new folks that have signed up for the course. Okay, first of all, congratulations for making it to the last course in the program. I know it's been a lot of work, but before you know it, you'll be walking across the stage at Convocation in this spring, and hopefully the weather will be a little bit nicer than it is right now. Okay, first of all, as I mentioned in my email message, this is a newly developed course, and it focuses on qualitative research methodology. So even if you don't plan on going on to grad studies where these skills will be invaluable, you'll, at the least, you'll develop a much better informed insight into reading, understanding, and assessing research. So it's just a little bit of background. Coming soon is a proposal that will go to the government when they open the office to program proposals again. And what we're looking to do is develop the program with an honors component, which typically includes doing some sort of undergraduate thesis work. The ministry has not been accepting proposals since Ford came into office. However, hopefully that changes soon. We did envision 4F90 as being a sort of springboard, for that honors component. But we also see it functioning as a type of resource for people who are looking to develop some sort of non-academic grant proposals, as well as other calls for research and development. Okay, we've made a number of changes from our usual approach and format, the way that we use a Sakai. And I'd like to go over a few of them just to help you understand not only what they are, but our thinking behind them. So first of all the information that you need about course readings, about assignments, and everything else is found in the syllabus. Make sure you have a thorough read through it and you have a clear understanding of expectations. As you will note, the readings list, the assignment guide, etc., everything is included in the syllabus. We no longer have a separate assignment guide, the way that you've been used to finding it, and nor will we be using rubrics for marking. Okay, don't freak out, all will become clear. Some of the research that we found into the actual use of rubrics tells us, they can be limiting in terms of creativity in learners' work. And we certainly don't want that, especially in this course with these assignments. It's for the same reason I often hesitate to provide exemplars for assignments, since I find that, people tend to slavishly copy them. And, in terms of this course, while there's common expectations in planning and reporting on research, there's a lot of flexibility in the approach to it. Okay, there's a link in the syllabus that will take you to Brock's marking template, and that is what I've been asked to use to assign a numerical mark for assignments. And it's nothing new, it's the same template that we've always used and built our rubric sort of around, so there's no changes there. Please note you can access all the course readings through a tool that's found in Sakai on the left-hand side of the screen called Course Readings. They're all found in the library, but this tool in Sakai kind of gets you there a little bit faster. It will take you into the library and give you access to the readings each week. What else? So we have a new library search tool called Omni, and I think it's going to be really helpful as you begin to conduct research for the assignments for this course. However, if you run into any problems, any difficulties locating material in the library, make sure you contact our lovely, talented library liaison, Jennifer Thiessen. She can explain just about anything library, so don't hesitate to use her. She's a valuable resource. Another big change is we no longer mark discourse weekly. Yay. This will change in this course to twice per semester. So the first mark will be out of 15, and it will be assigned after session 6. And the second part of that for a further 15% will be assigned at the end of session 12. So it's a total of 30% of your overall mark for participation. Another thing that we've done is, you probably have noticed this, I'm sure you've been poking around having a look at the course. We've eliminated the separate session guides, and instead of having them separate and then the forums, we've sort of smooshed it all together in the forums. So the sort of explanations and approaches and content for each session will be found right under each session in the forums. So I kind of think this is a really cool way of streamlining things, but let me know what you think. Okay, some of the changes to assignments. The marks for assignments will now be based on the actual value for each assignment and not adding up to a number in a rubric. So you'll see assignment 1 is broken into 2 separate marks. The first, as I mentioned earlier, for weeks 1 to 6, and the second part for weeks 7 to 12. Assignment 2 is worth 30%, and 3 is worth 40%. I hope that adds up to 100. Math is not my forte. Okay, so in terms of criteria, I know you're all very used to the rubrics. However, you'll still be looking for all the same things that we looked at in the rubrics. Be looking at the quality of your writing, looking at your formatting, use of APA, which I'm sure is it's going to be spot on perfect now that you're in the last course in the program. And also be looking at other things such as are you finding good, solid, peer-reviewed resources, and overall are you effectively using them to support your assertions in your writing. Let's see. Assignment number 2 is getting you ready to start thinking about something that you'd like to research, and give you an opportunity to articulate why this is of interest to you, and will give you an opportunity to start practicing developing research questions. As always, all this must be grounded in adult education theory. Okay, generally assignment number 3 is a really cool one, where you get to design a research project, including developing a thesis statement, articulating the purpose of the research, saying what sort of theoretical framework you'll be using to guide your thinking. Talk a little bit about methodology, which is the main part of the course this semester, and come up with a plan for gathering data. So basically, this is just all the pre-planning that goes into conducting research. Again, this is all grounded in adult education theory. So you're probably thinking, well, what can I plan to research? What would be of interest? So there's really not much that I would say no to for this exercise, other than say trying to determine the causation of and implications for the chicken crossing the road. Okay, I'm sure it's already been done. Okay, some of let me take a step back. While this is all theoretical, you're not going to be doing research. These are getting you thinking about the things that need to go into the whole process. So first of all, when you come up with something to research, it's just like why? It's the so what. Like, why is this important to you? Why might it be important to other people? What's your stance on the topic? What do you expect to find out? Because, this colors your approach to not only putting the project together, but, at the end, talking about the implications and the findings and things like that. Again, this is all theoretical, but where would you conduct the research? Generally, I know it's often easier if you can do it at your own workplace or your own school or whatever, but we really encourage you to avoid that, and you really should avoid, in particular, conducting any sort of research with anyone you have power over. Is the topic, will it benefit somebody? Is there a valid reason for taking it on? Another really important aspect is there a body of literature out there to provide you with, a good grounding in the topic, as well as giving you that jumping off point to, begin your own research. And another thing, too, you need to think about is your proposed topic and the methodological approach is doable. Can you do it on your own? Remember, and I can't stress this enough, you will not be conducting research. This is just a theoretical construct for this course. And, basically it's just the preliminary thinking and planning that just simply goes into conducting a research project, whether it's this big or it's this big. Be aware of the fact that anytime you're going to do any sort of research with people, human participants, you need to go through a university ethics committee before you can even start the process. Okay, so I think lots of changes this semester. So, it gives you a lot to think about. Give it some time, let it digest, and, if anything's concerning you, you have any questions, for those of you that know me, it's like, ask the questions. I'm generally in Sakai every day, most of the day. And I can get back to you fairly quickly. So any questions about these sort of things, please put them in the forum for that. That way everybody gets to see the kind of questions and concerns others have, as well as my response. Okay, we will get started in January. We're giving you access to the course like way ahead of time, so you can take your time, poke around, and make sure you're comfortable with everything that we're doing. And make sure you have a look at the schedule of sessions. I've attached it to the email I sent out, if I remembered to do that. I think I did. I also uploaded a copy of this into the forums under the open discussions and tucked it in under the syllabus. So if you didn't get it in the email, it's there. And we will have a week off in the middle reading week. So, I like, the semesters where we have that, because it gives everybody lots of extra time to get assignments done. And let's see, finally, and if you haven't already, make sure you pop in and introduce yourselves. And I know a lot of you know each other probably quite well at this point. However, there's a lot of new faces, so maybe think about putting a little bit more information out there about yourselves. And I can't think of anything else I think I need to raise, but I'm sure lots of things will come up throughout the semester, and we'll get through it all. I hope you enjoy the learning this semester. It's really interesting to me anyway, so I'm hoping it works for you as well. So I look forward to getting started in January, and we will see you then.